all I know. This all I know.
What is going on, guys? This is once again Apex the New King. I had an idea for a different thing I could do on Xenoverse 2, which was doing specific race tournaments in like in an actual bracket formation. Normally when Xenoverse 2 has tournaments, it's not a bracket style. You just join lobbies and earn points toward it. But I decided that I was going to take it a different route. I made a post, and I'm learning myself that this is not exactly the easiest thing to put together, because when you can't play cheap, people don't tend to enjoy it. That's just the Xenoverse way, I guess. But yeah, I'm learning that I tried to do a tournament style, that actually has brackets, and it turned out to be, something actually fun. When you have the right people and they actually go by the rules of the tournament, So I think I'll be able to show you guys what my tournament bracket looks like. Alright, so here is the first matchup, which is Gogeta taking on JLB. Now, the way I had this tournament set up, it was going to be just the 5 of us, since we couldn't find many people, and the people that did join in the initial beginning, they didn't stick around to, watch the tournament fill up. They mostly just left, and yeah, that was pretty much what we dealt with for the longest. But the first tournament that I was doing was the all Saiyan one. It wasn't specific to male Saiyans, but that's just what we ended up seeing. But overall, these guys were an actual good group to do this first little tournament with, and I think they overall may have enjoyed it themselves. I'm not really sure, because there was a nice amount of things that did happen in this tournament. And yeah, what I decided I was gonna start doing for the winners of these tournaments that I'm holding. So initially there are gonna be individual race tournaments, and the winners of all of those tournaments will be entered in. They'll be entered into a even bigger tournament when those little small ones are done, and they'll automatically be entered into that tournament, and then other people will have qualifying matches to actually get into it. I'm looking for a total of maybe 16 in that big tournament, but for now the smaller ones are just going to be, they're just gonna be, I guess you can say, what is the word I can use? They're just gonna be smaller tournaments. That's just the best way I can say it. They're gonna be smaller tournaments, and I'll accept pretty much whoever wants to enter those tournaments, as long as the player is, I guess you can say, playing by the actual rules set. Yeah, Gogeta was he was rather dying in this first round, but this is Xenoverse 2, so boom, just like that. Xenoverse 2 does reward people for constant movement, and we learned that when he was able to mount that comeback and then do so much damage in one stamina break. I think that's like one of the common things of Xenoverse 2, is just like knowing that once you get stamina broken, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose the game. And the updated bracket was that Gogeta was gonna face Doomsday, because Doomsday was our 5th member who didn't have anybody to fight in the first round. So Gogeta was going to face Doomsday to see which one of them would head over to the finals. And the second match was going to be myself versus another competitor. I think his name was Deku or something in front of Deku. But yeah, this is kind of just like I said, the first out of the mini tournaments that I want to hold. It's gonna be race specific. This one just so happens to be Saiyan, so I could get that out of the way. I don't want to be competing in tournaments, but when there's a small number, then I have no choice but to. Because that's kind of too typical, like you're running tournaments and of course you're gonna compete in it, but no, I don't want to compete in the tournaments if I have enough people to, you know, fill it and actually put on a good show. Like just from, you know, the initial thing I was seeing, Gogeta was taking over pretty much everything, and it's not. See, even Limit Burst, yeah, like I was gonna bring up the entire Limit Burst thing. Now, I'm not against Limit Burst at all in this tournament. That is never gonna be me to say, you know, no Limit Burst allowed. If you Limit Burst, it's strictly on you. The only thing is, we don't fight with Super Armor. There is no fighting with Super Armor whatsoever, and I'm sure the guys understood that because we didn't even see a Super Armor kind of Limit Burst. So, like I said, just overall, the first time around doing this tournament, it was a rather nice experience. We just, you know, didn't have the numbers that I thought we would. Especially for the Saiyan race. There are a lot of people that use Saiyans, so I was expecting to see more of them. Then him with the instant transmission. It was more so if you had to, I guess, be there to understand why this was a joke and this wasn't cheap in a sense. Yeah, you had to be there to understand this was a joke and it wasn't the spamming that you believe it to be. But yeah, in the future tournaments, I will have the actual competitors. You know, I'll have their voices in the, you know, in the video. But for this one, I just wanted to kind of explain the entire concept, and yeah, just give you guys a bigger understanding of how things were gonna go, and the rewards for the tournaments will be announced later on. But anytime I do a tournament, the winners of the race ones will have, like, it will be some kind of symbol that they were tournament winners. I don't know, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, but the people that win these race tournaments, it will be posted some way, somehow, that you were a winner of the tournament, so you don't have to worry about that part. And then a nice little development happened in this tournament as well, where the person I was supposed to fight, he ended up leaving directly before we were supposed to fight, and we for some reason couldn't get him back. We couldn't get him back at all, so it was just like a rush thing to just say, alright, me and Gogeta are just gonna finish it, we're gonna go to the finals and we're just gonna be done with this for the day. That's how nerve-wracking the entire process was. Like, we were potentially waiting for maybe a good 45 minutes trying to fill tournament spots. We at least wanted 8 people, and we just settled for 5 with me included. Yeah, it was rather tragic to deal with, but it wasn't like anything I could do about it or anything the other guys could do about it. It was just we weren't getting people to, you know, actually want to do the tournament. So, and even that right there, where you just seen like the key cancel and key stunning, if that's the if that's the way that you play, 9 times out of 10 I have to, you know, get like a unanimous rule from the people in the tournament, whether or not that is, you know, an acceptable thing, because not everybody plays that way. I know for sure that not everybody plays that way, so I'm not gonna, you know, tell a person, hey, you know, well, they do it, so I can't tell them no, knowing that I can. So yeah, I'm able to hear from, you know, like if it's a split decision in the group or not, and basically be able to take care of that.
Damn!
But as you can see, I was not the winner of this tournament at all. That did go to Gogeta, but then again, he had the momentum to win this tournament too, so I can't take anything from him. And without further ado, this has been the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be back with more of the tournaments in Xenoverse 2.
That's all I know. This for my